Hey, Olivia.
Julian, would it be possible for you to take the baby for the day?
Actually, I'm sorry, I can't. I've got meetings all day. Can't you get a babysitter?
Not really. It's kind of an emergency.
Dr. Renaud.
Sir, what are you doing with my son?
Hi.
How did this happen?
I was attempting to feed our son in my place of business, and apparently the mayor had
She plopped her boob out to feed her kid.
Am I hearing this right?
She
Did
got
you just get
arrested.
for breastfeeding your kid?
No, she was not. She was arrested for assaulting me.
Mayor, you're a bitch.
Anybody,
You created a public disturbance.
I bumped a table and it made a noise.
You used your words to incite violence.
What
You
violence?
verbally assaulted me.
I simply told the mayor that I was exercising my right as a citizen to breastfeed my child in my place of work or anywhere else. Isn't that right, Alexis?
Absolutely right.
And I am sorry, Mayor, when you got all weird and judgmental and demanded that I not feed my child in your presence, I may have lost my temper a little.
A little?
I'm Italian. That's a little.
Olivia.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Maybe I could have handled it a little bit better. When it comes to my son, sometimes I'm a bit of a mama bear.
If you had simply excused yourself, as opposed to exposing your breast in public, none of this would have been
Please.
necessary.
None of this would have been necessary if your goon hadn't overreacted.
My security escort did everything within his rights. He was there to protect me.
He was afraid because I stood up at a table?
You were provoking an assault on a public official. That's a crime in this state, and now you have to face the charges. Officer, please, can you take this woman to her cell?
What a
Yes,
bitch.
Max.
More like Mayor
Wait
bitch.
a second, is this really necessary? I mean, honestly. Look, Olivia, don't worry about a thing. I'm gonna make sure you get the best.
Sue.
Okay?
Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. You're not taking that lady anywhere.
Thank you,
I'm
Alexis.
representing her.
Ha!
Lawyer. With the perfectly natural, perfectly legal act. She was feeding her child. And yet you took it upon yourself to shame her? As if she were committing some sort of a crime?
Clearly you haven't been listening, counselor. I told you Miss Falconeri was not arrested for public indecency. In fact, breastfeeding had nothing to do with her arrest.
Yeah, right.
Your client was verbally abusing me. That's the reason why she was arrested.
And what was the subject of this verbal assault?
It doesn't
Prudish
make any
bitch.
difference. The point is...
No. It does make a difference. It makes a difference to me. So you correct me if I'm wrong.
You know
right?
I will.
All right, so from this conversation, what I can gather is the two of you were at the Metro Court. You were breastfeeding your son in your presence, and you reacted with shock and horror. How am I doing?
So far, so good.
Okay, so when my client asserted her legal right to breastfeed her child, you responded by harassing her, embarrassing her, making her look vulnerable. Essentially, you were doing exactly the same thing that you just had her arrested for.
Yeah, you go, Alexis. You're on a roll.
So at this point, Ms. Falconeri is trying to distance herself from a hostile environment that you created. So she went to leave, and when she got up, she accidentally jostled the table.
That's quite a spin you put on the
I'm not
counselor.
done. Because there is a much, much bigger problem here.
And what might that be?
The law very clearly states that a woman cannot be arrested for breastfeeding in public. But you, Madam Mayor, have violated the law by harassing and arresting my client. And should this ever go to court, I will say exactly that and more.
Take that, bitch.
Mayor, surely there's gotta be a way that we can work this out.
The law is the law. Miss Falconeri broke it. She has to pay the piper.
No, I understand. It's just, I don't know if that's a good idea. You certainly don't want a scandal.
Scandal? What scandal?
Well, the kind of scandal that will bury you hip deep should the press pick up on this.
I need to tend to my son.
And I would love to let you, but I can't while you're under arrest.
Well, then you explain that. You explain that to my innocent, hungry son. Explain to him why you won't let his mother feed him.
Tell me
Olivia,
the
just
bottle is
pop
on
out your
the way.
boob and start feeding that baby.
The bottle is in my bra, genius. If I was walking around with the bottle, I wouldn't be in this situation in the first place.
Wait, so you're gonna breastfeed your baby in public?
Yes, I'm gonna breastfeed him right here, and you're gonna help me.
And give him dessert. Pop out the other breast,
My
too.
hands are tied. There you go. Here you
Go, girl.
go.
Take that, Mayor.
You're hungry. All right, Mom. Are you ready? You make yourself useful, please, and get reminded. Here you go. Here's Mommy. There you go, baby. Oh, hi. There you go. I got you. Thank you. I see your tummy. Come on. There you go. Okie dokie. There you go. Say cheese.
Ah! Ha ha!
Thank you very much.
Press. Do you see any press here?
No, I don't. But then again, I haven't looked in the mirror lately. You see, as owner and publisher of the Port Charles Press, I want to make sure that this story gets the extensive coverage it deserves. You know, the kind of coverage that could, I don't know, tank a political career.
Are you threatening me?
Yes.
No, not at all. Do you know that I voted for you in the last election? I even made a sizable donation to your campaign, and I just want to make sure, as your supporter, that you make the most prudent decisions that keep your constituents happy. So what do you say? You think we could let Olivia go?
There's several.
Madam Mayor, what do you say?
Officer, uncuff Ms. Falconeri.
So I take it the charges against my client are being dropped.
I'll admit that I may have acted a little hastily.
Right. I'll take it. Thank you. Come here.
I understand that Miss Falconeri
Nice top, Alexis.
clearly feeding her child, which is her right to do so. And that because of her vulnerable state, she got defensive and verbally attacked me. But I think under the circumstances, let's just make believe this never happened.
Okay. Oh, thank God that is over. Thank you for going to bat for me, Julia. Alexis, thank you.
All right.
Now send her a bill.
You know what? I don't think it's to anyone's benefit to forget this ever happened because you, Mayor, violated the law. So Miss Falconeri and I have decided that we are going to file suit against the city.
Oh shit. Ha! Get him, Alexis.
I hope I didn't accidentally